Hi, I have with me today one of my dear friends and students, Justin Itzen. Justin's web.com tour player and has been one of my students for about 10 years. Actually, you probably saw Justin in another video in a much smaller stature a few years ago, where he did an exercise program we tested in Dr. Job's biomechanics lab that came from Dr. Robert Watkins. Bob Watkins did Peyton Manning's neck surgery, and he's the father of core, in my opinion. Years ago, Bob Watkins would prescribe trunk stabilization instead of surgery for his patients, and it was about a 30 to 45 minute exercise program. As we began to explore Dr. Watkins' exercise program, we made some adjustments, and we began to see some interesting changes through the body when you do this exercise. Now, if you look closely at Justin, you'll notice his right shoulder is a little bit lower than his left. And Justin, if you just point your finger straight up, you can see his left hand is much higher. You put the yardstick on, you can see just about how much dip he has in that shoulder when we add this. So we're going to show you now the variation of the exercise that we studied in the biomechanics lab and what we've done since, and getting more of a right to left balance. And this is all about core exercise. So Justin? Now the variation of this exercise is Justin's going to pull his arms back and make sure they're very relaxed. So the bottom of each forearm is touching the floor, right?
Yep.
Okay, now he's going to pull his legs up. He's going to let them splay out. This is a natural angle of the body. And from this position, he's going to do opposite legs to a count of 20. So go right ahead. Okay. Next, with Justin, is going to pull his legs up again. Excuse me. He's going to bring his arms to his side. And he's going to return with his arms and his legs up. He's going to return his arms to that same position he just had when he had them splayed out. So he's going to do this again to a count of 20. Notice that when he takes each arm, he rests one arm and then he starts the other. And he's going to that same position where his forearm is flat on the floor. So he maintains that same angle. Very important. Now the last exercise in this sequence is Justin's going to bring his legs up. His arms are going to remain at his side. And he is going to raise his right arm, left leg, then his left arm, right leg. Opposite arm and leg, and he's going to do this again to a count of 20. Now we're going to have Justin stand up. He's finished his exercise. And let's take another look, Justin, while you're there. And notice how level Justin's shoulders are now. Justin, would you raise your fingertips up? How does that look? Let me get a yardstick over there. Notice how much more and very close to level Justin's shoulders are. You see the difference? So you can imagine if Justin was walking around through the day with one shoulder lower, the stress he's putting on the hip, the knee joint, and the ankle. It's a very simple exercise and a great one to start your day. It's great for golf, but it's just good for the body overall.
Yeah, it works your core.
Justin and I were just talking. You said...
Yeah, it works your core more than anything. You feel it right here, just all the muscles firing and working.
It looks like a simple exercise.
It's difficult.
Yeah, it is difficult. So when you start off, it's probably not a bad idea not to push your core, maybe do a total of 16 reps, 20. But you do over time want to build up. You want to build up every few weeks, add another 5, 6.